Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Guys? Guys, where are you? Guys? Guys, I can't just Oh, there you are. Hey. What's up? Yeah, let's check this out. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. Today we are going to be taking a look at this monstrosity of a computer case. Now, this is the Fractal Design Define 7XL. That's right, extra large. And this thing is massive. I literally cannot even believe how big this thing is. Now, this one has the light tinted tempered glass. I actually meant to get the one that had just a panel on the side because this is probably going to be used for my server rebuild I'm going to be working on. But, you know, maybe we will go RGB, and even though it'll sit in a closet, it'll be flashy inside a closet. So, let's get this thing opened up and check out what we've got. This thing is an absolute monstrosity. Like, I don't even know how we're dealing with this. Look at how large this thing is. I'm standing immediately behind this thing, and it's like, it's so big. It's incredible. Always cut away from yourself. Oop. Really need a better knife. Really need a new knife. This knife is ancient. Now, I feel like I'm going to regret opening this thing up before I have hardware to put in it. But how can you not? Like, let's do this. Alright, so opening this thing up, we have lots of styrofoam, which is good because they literally shipped it in just this box, which means we have no issues with shipment. Everything should be in good shape. Hopefully the glass is in good shape. We'll find out in a moment once we get this out. We've got, how are we going to get this out? Oh boy. It's quite heavy too. I believe this thing is 63 pounds with nothing in it. Ow, ow, ow! That is 63 pounds, bone dry. Okay, we're gonna pull out the accessories first. So that'll let us get a better grip on it. Alright, so we got the accessories out here. Shoot, I'm really gonna wish I had a different mic for this. Alright, so let's start with this. Inside of here is our accessories box. So if we open this up, this will have all of the various goodies in it. In here we've got our drive cage. We've got 2 drive trays, unfortunately. We're going to need many, many more. These are somewhat hard to come by. You can come by the alternative variant. I believe it's the A that you can come by. It's the B's that are hard to find. But we are going to need many, many more of these. We've got our user guide, which we might need that for how big and complex this case might be. We've got the mesh top. This would go inside underneath a CD drive if you want to fill in the other space. And then we have our mounting screws for our various different things, our motherboard standoffs, cable ties, more standoffs, more drive screws, power supply screws, and HDD dampeners. Cool. Whoa, we're halfway there. Oh. Alright guys, here we have it. So this is, as I said, the Define 7XL from Fractal Design. This sucker has, well, more space than I think we know what to do with. Note to any potential buyers, it is shipped on its side. So we actually have to rotate this now. Alright, good news is, once it's out of the foam in the box, it actually feels a little bit easier to work with. Alright, and there she is. Now my main incentive for getting this case is the sheer number of drives that you can put inside of it. This case comes with support for 18, that is right, 18 HDDs, in addition to another about 6 SSDs. And that doesn't count anything that you might PCIe mount. like PCIe mount SSD cards or M.2 cards. In total, if you max out everything, you can probably have almost 30 drives in this case. In addition, it supports a wide range of motherboards. In fact, popping open the user guide here, we see that not only can it fit anything from a mini ATX to an eATX, but this thing can actually fit anything from an ITX up to an eATX. Wow. So that includes things like double processor motherboards, most server size motherboards, so long as they're not crazy. We've got space for a ridiculous amount of air cooling. Right inside here, we've got some basic setup for double processor build, water reservoir build, server build, double optical drive build, and more. You've got builder's guides, how to do things. We've got preparing the motherboard, removing the top bracket, installing the motherboard assembly. So you've really got just about everything covered here. You've got Connect Nexus Plus to Fan Hub. It has a fan hub. In the optional steps, you find your instructions for removing the hard drive cage, installing the hard drive cage, relocating it, installing 3.25-inch drives, which we are definitely going to want because inside this sucker is going to be where we have our 4K disc ripper to rip straight to Plex. Yes. Also, instructions for reversing the way the door opens for the front panel and other such wonderful goodness. By default, this case comes with 3 fans already installed. You are able to install up to 9, that's right, 9 140mm fans or 11 120mm fans. And if you are a fan of water cooling, if water cooling is something you want to do with this case, it supports 480mm radiators in the top and front, 280 in the bottom, and a 120 in the rear. Continuing our tour of the outside of the case, we have 9 expansion slots that are horizontally mounted in addition to 3 vertically mounted slots. We have mounting for a normal sized power supply. On the top, we find our USB connectors. We've got USB 2, USB 3, Type-C, as well as a mic and headphone jack. And then taking a peek inside the front, we have our space where our 5.25-inch drives can go, as well as pass-through for our air. We have air filters or dust filters on both the bottom, the front, and I believe the top has an air filter also. Air comes into the case through the front by access of the vents on either side. Removing the glass panel gives us access to the inside where we can see the 3 pre-installed 140mm fans, along with some pre-installed standoffs, looks like for an ATX configuration. We also have numerous grommets to help with cable management, as well as extra places where it looks like we could pop through to place more grommets if you happen to use a larger sized board. We've got grommets in the bottom also. We have air pass-through so that everything can get plenty of ventilation. The dust filter for the top is in fact already installed, so if we remove this and put our mesh on the top, we will be ready to go. Spinning the case around to the back, we can see we've got 2 more HDD mounts here. We've got our 2 SD mounts, or our 2 SSD mounts rather. Up top here, we've got our fan controller. We have our cable management. And we've got the areas that we can pull out in order to install our power supply. We've got access to our other HD trays down here in the bottom, our other HD drive bays. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to push this forward because we're going to put this into storage configuration, because this is where we are going to have all of our drives. so we wound up doing a little bit extra while we were in here because there was something I noticed that I wanted to make sure would still work. So we got this back piece moved up, this shroud piece. We had the two HDD mounts that were on it. We went ahead and we pulled these off. That way we don't need to worry about doing it later. It looks like this should still be easy enough to pop off with it all moved forward. There's nothing really that keeps it in. You just have to pinch on the back and it should just pop right back off, so you can screw in your drive cases or whatever. But so back here we can see we also put in the DVD drive cage. And what we'll actually have to do when we mount our DVD drive is we'll actually have to take this back out. I want to make sure that it actually cleared this, this, I guess it's a back piece now. I want to make sure that we'd actually clear this. And so I went ahead and just installed it now. But what we'll have to do is when we get our drive, we'll have to unscrew this. Luckily, it just unscrews from the front, pull it out, mount the drive in this, and then put it all back as a single unit, screw it back in. And that's how we'll handle that, because otherwise, you know, you've got this piece in the way. You can't really get to the screws on that side. So that's how we'll handle that. Oh, lucky me, I installed it correctly. Well, it only goes in one way actually, so you can't install it incorrectly because you've got these little tabs here, we'll call them, that make sure you put it in right. So yeah, that keeps you access to this, so you can easily pop this out. Looks like even if you have drives installed, you'd still be able to get to that. That'll pop off this shroud here, this cover piece, and you can get to the back side where you have your areas where you can screw these things in, the the trays. So we'll take a look at those in a minute. I think this is pretty much it though. It's mildly unfortunate you've got kind of this open area, but it's actually really good, because that means, you know, when we've got our radiator mounted in here or our fans, we both get the air that's passing through and coming up, and it's not hindered in any way in getting to the rest of the components of our computer. In the bottom, we've got the two drive cages already. We've got, I mean, these are basically the same thing as what we've got. So we have, you know, we've got 4 spaces already, plus the 2. And then those brackets can be used, although I'm not entirely sure how we could use them at the moment. I don't think there's anywhere for us to mount them properly. So those probably won't be used. We took out the pieces that were right here that made this nice and flush. But as you can see, there's really a lot of room in here. I mean, we've got a lot of space for activities. So if we go ahead and we flip this back around now, we're back on the back side here. Let's try to make sure we get some light in here. So bringing that back around, you know, if we've got our tray, if we've got our hard drive in here, all we then got to do is we've got some tabs on the back. We just kind of line these up with our tab spots back here. We've got where a screw goes also, and that's on the other side here, kind of like we were talking about. We just bring this in, you know, we'd slide this in, we hook that slides in there. This screws right into the little holes we've got going all the way up here, so we've got holes in a little bracket that it can rest on. We just screw that in. We can then, you know, pop off this shroud piece again, and from the other side we can put in our other screw that goes on the back side, and that'll be nice and secure in there. There's a little bit of play, but there's really not that much play, and that's how we'll be mounting all of our drives. So we need a good 7 more drive trays. 7 more. That should about do it. And that will put the lid on this video. If you want to follow this build, which you should follow this build, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're notified when videos go live, so that you can keep up with this build. We're going to go through, I'll explain kind of why I picked the hardware that I do, what I'm hoping to get out of it, and it'll just be a good time. It'll be happening over the next several months probably. We'll just get a little bit at a time, slowly build more into this. This is going to replace my current unRAID server. This will be my primary server that will store all of my media on it, all of my archives and stuff, my Plex server, It'll be our Minecraft server, etc., etc. Anyhow, I will see you guys in the next one. So long.